This is going to appear complex. It's not really. This is just sort of a factor label math exercise. All right, so here's the calculation template. It's in the book, and I can send you this as well. We had our event objectives, and we had our objective weights, right, back from the very first step. We just put them on a little spreadsheet. And then we insert the metrics for each of those weight, and we multiply it through. So the overall metric weight is just this simple multiplication right here. These will always add up to 100%. That makes sense so far? Right, so what we're doing is creating a weighted average. That's what this calculation is a weighted average of your metrics and your weight. Okay, so here's our break-even requirement score based on what our stakeholders decided. So we wanted to make sure that we got, if you will, product intro responses. We wanted to get 80 was our unit. So the units are important as well. So it's percentages or whole numbers, if you will. So here is the actual score that we got as measured from our event. So we wanted to get 80 intro responses, and we received 100. So we were ahead there. We wanted to capture 100 leads, and we captured 150. We had a great event for the most part. Year-over-year growth, we wanted 5%. We only did 4% right there. And so we continue calculating that through. So there's a little bit of math there at the top. So these two here multiplied together gets that. This here, 25% times 120% gives you 30%. It's explained a little more in detail in the book, and you can see how these just multiply through. It's just a simple math equation. And so these add up. These are all now percentages, and our ROI was 121%. So we did a pretty good job on this particular event.
Hey Barry, can you describe that BE over AS? The equation at the very top?
Okay.
I
So
was curious.
these are all labeled objective weight, metric weight for objective, overall metric weight, OMW, break-even unit is BE, actual score. So actual versus break-even is BE over AS. And then weighted actual versus break-even is ABE, so this column, over OMW. So you can create a little spreadsheet just to do that. You just plug in your values. And have I totally confused everybody? So it is, this is the hardest part to understand. It's actually, if you write down the numbers and see how I had objectives, I weighted those objectives, I measured against those objectives, and now I do a simple math equation. And that's how it works. It's really all that that is. So our ROI is 121% because we added up our percentages. And so using that equation we had back at the very front, percent ROE is we made 21% ROE, or that's what it looks like right there, $164,000 positive ROE on our event, on our $1.4 million. All right, some final thoughts. The perfect is the enemy of the good. So not everybody's going to agree with everything that you come up with. And so don't let the difficulty of coming up with some measures stop you from doing the process. Create something. Over time, you'll be able to hone down what your measures look like. And you'll eventually, as you go through this and work with your stakeholders, it will be easier to get agreement over time. The first time you do this, it may be difficult. And then it assigns dollars or value to your event objectives, and the bottom line is enables management to evaluate your event, like we talked a moment ago, versus other marketing and investment opportunities. So that's the key here is this event better than that event, or should we do some direct mail, or should we do something else? And that is the bottom line. You don't always have to make it to a direct dollar opportunity, which sometimes may be very difficult. So, questions, comments?